Well, here I am on a hot, muggy day, and I'm not very handy, but I've decided to go ahead and try out one of those popular ideas on YouTube, make myself a AC unit. So I've got here all the things I need. I got a 2 1/4 inch hole saw, 2 1/8 inch, my cutting tools of various things, my drill, duct tape, permanent marker, and 2 lengths of pipe. Each of them are 1.5 inch diameter. 2 lids for 2 buckets from your commercial store chain. And I've got here some insulation. I don't know how well it'll work, but I couldn't find any bucket liner insulations, so I went ahead and got this one to see how it would go. So let's see if we can get this working. The thing you remember on a hot day, though, is when you're starting your project, put in your ice source right away, otherwise you're going to have just hot water to work with. And if you really want to do nicely on a hot day while you're working away on this thing, go ahead and take your fan, which is going to be attached to your device at the end anyways, plug it in at your workstation, and turn it on. Because you bought it and paid for it, so why not stay nice and cold? So when you're in the doghouse and you're outside on a hot day and you need a way to cool off, this is what you're going to need. So what you want to do to prepare is measure about the width of the fan, and you want to cut it so that the fan itself can essentially sit on top of the bucket with the hole and blow air through it and cool down the room, I guess. Supposedly. We'll find out. Mine is not the best fan for it. You want a slightly smaller fan usually, so it'll fit inside of it, but this is what they had left. In this case, I'm probably just going to make it so it's like permanently attached on here or something like that, and maybe tape it on. I don't know, we'll see. I've cut my first hole on here, and now just kind of deburring it lightly, get some of the stuff off, and then I'll do the other 2, and we'll have all 3 of them go. So I've got my 3 lengths cut here. You'll find that when you put it in, it's not snug, which is fine. There's going to be an insulation in the back. We'll see how it goes. The other videos have a bucket liner. I could only find this stuff, so try and custom line this thing a little bit and see if I can get it to stick nicely. Maybe give an X cut through it and see if it'll hold these in place nicely before I duct tape them. And then be almost done from there. I wrapped the roll around the bucket to make sure I had extra length to work with. I think this will keep it insulated nicely. So I'm just going to be marking here this height with a permanent marker and trimming it down to size a little more. I haven't decided if I'm going to coat the bottom or not. I think I might lay some down on the bottom too and just get it fully insulated. I think it's all probably pretty overkill. I mean, this is a cheap way of cooling down, so but we'll see. Alright, so what I did is I put this liner inside of the bucket and I marked it with a permanent marker where the holes were. Then I took my knife and I just cut along kind of the center, an X. That way I'm hoping when I put the pipe through, it'll conform to it a little bit better, and then I can duct tape it so it's actually secured as a unit. I also went ahead and cut some semblance of a circle in the bottom. I'm going to be taping that to the bottom of this piece as well and making kind of a whole insulation bucket of my own. And we're getting close, so I'm going to put it together and see how it goes. Well, I finished putting that together. I think it came out pretty nicely, all things considered. So this might actually work better than the styrofoam ones at the end of the day. So I have my circle piece that I had cut. I taped it to the bottom here. I also taped up the sides so it would stay in a barrel form. I taped up the edges where it was overlapping so it would be nice and uniform. And let's see if I messed anything up. So there's my 3 X's. And alright, looks like we're pretty good here. Flush with the top. Got my 3 marks here. So I think we're ready to go. Alright, well, here we go. Here's the the AC unit. So all you need is a plunger here and some kind of sonic screwdriver there, and you're good to go. So anyway, we've got the fan, it sits right on top of here. And got our lid. It seals actually pretty nicely because this is flush with the lid. It's actually a little above the area where the lid goes. So when you put the lid on tight, it creates a pretty good seal there. So you don't have to worry about this gap here or anything. I went ahead on the inside. I duct taped around the entire tube itself. Out here, I also duct taped around the entire tube, so it's nicely sealed. Part of my goal with that is to see if I can, you know, for whatever level power of fan you have, hopefully you can get the air pushing through at a pretty nice speed. So anyway, that's it. That's the AC bucket. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, well here it is. Got our dowel here, and inside I got a little impatient. I didn't feel like waiting anymore for the gallon jugs to finish. So what I did is I found a small, tiny little bowl here, put some ice in it, and you know, already, like I just put it in a minute ago, but it's already putting off some really pleasant air. I've been turning my fan to high. I don't feel a lot of waste coming out of the side edges here, so it's actually doing a pretty good job pushing the air downwards and letting it just push through here. It's actually very pleasant. Let's see here, got kind of a feather here so you can at least see how well it's blowing out. Don't mind the trucks and toys in the background, but yeah, works pretty good. It's nice cold air, and we'll see how it does when the heat wave comes this 4th of July. Stay safe, guys.